Hey all, welcome back to Shadow Laughs. Today we're breaking down the relationship between Unicron and Scourge in Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Most people see them as partners, two powerful villains working together. But when you slow down and really look at their interactions, it tells a completely different story. This is not a story of partnership. This is a story of control, survival, and loss. Let's break it down. Chapter 1. Understanding Unicron. Unicron is not just another villain. He is something far beyond that. A cosmic entity, a force of destruction that exists on a completely different level. He doesn't conquer planets. He consumes them. Entire worlds disappear. Civilizations vanish. And for him, it's nothing more than survival. But here's something important. Even a being like Unicron doesn't do everything himself, because destruction at that scale requires something more. It requires reach, presence, control across distance. So instead of fighting every battle, he creates something else. A messenger, a hunter, a being who moves ahead of him, preparing the universe for his arrival. And that being is Scourge. Chapter 2. A different way to see Scourge. The movie doesn't directly tell us where Scourge came from, but it shows us enough to ask questions. Look at him carefully. The damage on his face, the way he speaks, the way he obeys. This is not someone who rules. This is someone who answers to something greater. So here's a possible interpretation. What if Scourge wasn't always like this? What if, before all of this, he was just like every other Cybertronian? A soldier, a protector, maybe even a leader of his own world. And then Unicron arrived, not to fight, but to consume. In that moment, everything would have been lost. And in that moment, a choice appears. Not a good choice. Not a fair choice. Just one option. Survive or disappear. And maybe Scourge chose survival. Chapter 3. What he became. After that choice, everything changes. Scourge is no longer just a warrior. He becomes something else entirely. A herald. A hunter who moves before Unicron arrives. He leads the Terracons. He destroys resistance. He collects trophies from those he defeats. But those trophies are more than just symbols. They represent something deeper. Every badge, every mark, is a reminder of what he has become. Not a leader, not a protector, but a weapon. And the more he serves, the further he moves away from who he once was. Chapter 4. The moment that explains everything. Now look at his interaction with Unicron. This is where everything becomes clear. Scourge retrieves the transwarp key. He completes the mission. From his perspective, he succeeded. But Unicron doesn't reward him. He doesn't acknowledge the effort. He punishes him. He causes pain, and then threatens something worse. That moment changes how you see everything, because it reveals the truth. Scourge is not valued. He is used, completely replaceable. And the most disturbing part is that Scourge doesn't resist, because he already understands his place. Chapter 5. The Final Break. During the final battle, we see the result of everything Unicron has done to him. Scourge fights without hesitation, without connection, without care, even toward his own side. Because after years of being treated like a tool, he became one. No identity, no loyalty, only purpose, until he faces Optimus Prime. And this is where something changes. Because Optimus is not fighting for control. He is not fighting for power. He is fighting for someone he cares about. And that difference is something Scourge doesn't have anymore. Chapter 6. The saddest truth. When Scourge falls, it feels like the end of a villain. But when you think about it, it might be the end of something else. A being who lost everything and then lost himself. A survivor who became a servant. A warrior who became a weapon. The movie doesn't say all of this directly, but the clues are there. And when you connect them, it tells a much more tragic story. Most people saw Scourge as just another enemy, but when you look deeper, he might be one of the most tragic characters in Transformers. Not because of what he did, but because of what he became. What do you think? Was he truly evil, or just a victim of something greater? This changes everything. Some villains aren't born, they're created. Subscribe for more.